Hi and hello. Okay, I'm going to be drawing using this sketchbook today, and I'm going to be sketching, coloring, so yeah. Okay, I'm just going to find this page, and now I'm basically just going to get into drawing. I was thinking I might just draw like a head, and then draw like a full body, like a head with like shoulders, of course, but I think I might want to include like a close up and kind of like a zoomed out on this character, since I haven't done that in a little while. I've been mainly focusing on full body drawings, but I wanted to include this time. And then I'm just drawing out like the elbows and then chest, and I'm just gonna continue doing that. I'm just gonna be really rough. Like, I'm probably gonna edit the elbows a lot because I do not like how they look at all. So I'm just gonna do that. And I put a little bit of a shadow underneath her. I'm just extending it and like making it look more like shoulders. And I need a close up because I feel like it looks a lot better with a close up. And now I'm drawing lines for her ears. I always do that since I never get the ears the same size. And I feel like the eyes sometimes look well enough together, but sometimes the ears don't. And I'm just drawing the hair, but I realized I did the wrong style, so I'm gonna be making her hair a little bit more straight, because before I was trying to do curly hair because I was so used to drawing curly hair, but I'm just gonna make her hair straight because I haven't done a character on paper that has actually been straight. I mostly do curly hair on paper and straight on digital, or the other way around. Okay, so I'm just gonna give her a pretty basic hairstyle. I'll probably edit and change it later. I'll just keep it like this for now. I think I'm quite happy, I guess, with how this looks. It's still just sketching, so I guess it's fine. I'm also just deleting the inner lines, and sometimes you don't understand why I draw like a really big circle. I normally do that because sometimes I draw afros, and I like to know like how big her head is from her hair. I normally erase it or just leave it in if I'm too lazy to erase it, but that's really the only thing it does. And now I'm just gonna start drawing the eyes. I think I might make it like a semicircle eye with a little eyeliner and eyelashes. I might do like the 3 in like inner eye that I normally do, but yeah, I just erased it because I didn't like how it looked, and I'm just repeating what I just did and fixing up the hair. This is the 3 like inner one that I was talking about, but there's also like the normal like circles I could do for like the inside of the eyes. I don't know if it's an iris or anything, but yeah. I need to start on the eyelashes now because I'm quite happy with how the eyes look. I think I might be able to draw a second eye. Sometimes I don't draw a second eye because it just doesn't fit on my face because I make the first eye I'm doing really big, so I'm gonna try that. So, okay, I have a little measurement 2.5 over there because I was measuring how long the eye should be. So yeah, I'm also just making sure it's the same size because normally when I draw eyes, one's bigger than the other, one's smaller, one's tilted because I drew it at an angle, and it's really annoying. So I hope this actually helps me with drawing the second eye, because I feel like the first eye is just like gorgeous, and the second one just like a whole different one. It's just like on a different galaxy or planet, and it actually looks quite fine. I do have to say it looks a little smaller, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm quite happy with it. And I think I might move to the shirt next, if I just make sure everything looks nice and crisp and it is the same length. That's actually good. So I should do the lips first. I might just do like 2 little lines for the lips. It may work. Yeah, I think it looks fine, I guess. I'm just rubbing all the lines around it and using a blending stump I found, because I lost it for a little while, and I used to use it like a lot, but then I lost it, so I couldn't. but I found it again the other day. Also just erasing some of the inner lines and stuff, and the nose, because I wanted to bring it down just a smidge. I really want to move on to the shirt, because that's one thing I really want to do once I'm done fixing up everything, because I keep on seeing these tiny little mistakes. And yeah. Okay, finally I'm just gonna work on the shirt, or just like the down a bit other than her face. Just adding a little bit of the neck bone thingies and doing her shirt. I don't particularly have what I want her shirt to be, but I kind of want her to be like different, not like a basic, like, I don't know, V-neck or whatever shirt. I want it to be kind of detailed in a way. And I'm just making sure everything looks nice and crisp for the outside before I work on the inside. Else that will not be nice. And I'm basically pretty much done. I'll probably still change a lot of it when I draw the actual shirt. But yeah. I'm gonna do a collar, I guess. And I might do like the shirt going inner, but not like, it's not gonna be open, but it's just gonna be like maybe a lighter color from the actual base of the shirt thing. It doesn't really make sense, but I hope it looks nice. I'm just continuing to do whatever I'm doing for the shirt and adding these little lines to make it look cooler, or just nice, I guess. I'm trying to make them look the same height, even though they're probably not the same height. And the shoulders keep on like bugging me, because they're not okay. They just keep on looking too slim or too thick. So that's something that's really annoying, but it looks fine. But now the other side looks disproportionate, so I have to make sure that side looks good. I guess it's fine. And I'm gonna do shading for her face. I do not like that. I'm gonna erase it. I'm just gonna do it under the eye, I guess. Now, sometimes when I have my blending up, I go a little bit overboard, but generally not. And I'm basically done with that. I don't mind the face, but I'm doing what do you call them? Bracelets or bangles? They will actually look quite high, because it's just like where the line is between your arm and your upper arm. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. And I'm just erasing, because like, yeah. And I might move on to the full body now. I'll still probably edit a lot of stuff in the close view one, but I'll do that later. And that's a little reference out in the middle of nowhere that I'll sometimes be flicking back to. That makes sense. And I'm just trying to make the head look a little bit different from the one I did, and tilting it a bit. You can't really see it that much, but it'll work somehow. And I'm like tinkering at this body for like such a long time, because I normally don't do such like, and most of my bodies are like straight down, they're simple, they have arms, and their bodies are just like straight, like no movement, I guess. And this one I'm trying to do movement, and like I need to erase this little hip thing, because like it doesn't want to work. And I'm just constantly changing up the legs till I finally get to a point where I'm like, it'll look better with clothing. So that's fine. Sometimes when I draw my bodies, it doesn't really make sense. But when you add clothing, it's just like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm just trying to draw this little leg thing that makes sense in a way. But it doesn't, because the legs look disproportionate. So I'm also going to change that. And now the feet, I bet, are going to be disproportionate, and they are disproportionate because one's longer than the other, so I have to move that down, and I have to basically change the whole side of the left leg. So that's really fun, because I need them to be at the same length, because I kind of want that to make her look nice. I'm not sure. And just fixing up the legs in a way, and I still haven't noticed that does not look okay, but I haven't. I thought it was the other side that made it look not okay, but it was the opposite side, because it looks terrible, but I can fix that later. And I also deleted the elbows, not elbows, but the shoulders, because like I didn't like looking at it, so I'll just fix that up when I do it. Okay, this looks fine. It just looks like it's a boot right now, so I'm just gonna change it. The legs look a little bit better, I guess. Not that much, but I guess it's fine. Okay, fixing up the leg or the boot or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm done with that. So now I'm gonna do the shoulders, but then I'm realizing that I can't do that. I'm gonna do something else. So I'm gonna have to rub out the shoulders that I just drew. Also, I went closer in because I forgot that I should be doing that. And I'm just making the arm into different like sections. And yes, I'm following a reference because this is hard. And I'm just drawing the hand in. That literally looks like a box right now, but I may change it because hands aren't really my favorite thing. Still trying to draw that, but yeah. I'm gonna do this like the elbow facing outwards and her like hand being like right up on her shoulder, I guess. I hope that actually looks nice. I forgot to rub out that little line from the hand and the shoulder, but it's fine. I'm rubbing out the head because it doesn't make it look like it's actually in a different way or view, I guess. Fixing up the neck, doing the little shadow I always do. I'm rubbing out the whole bit in the middle because I do not like how it looks, and I'm literally just drawing it back in and making it up to my standards. Little circles in the legs so it makes sense because that's what my reference did. I'm like, I'll do it. And now I'm drawing the shirt in. Again, even though it's right beside me, I still have to look at my reference to see if I missed out on anything. I really want to make it look like it's similar and the outfit is cohesive because sometimes my outfits, I have like a good top, the pants or the skirt, whatever she's wearing, ain't look good. So I want to make everything look cohesive and gorgeous. So the top is good, but I realized I didn't want it to be cropped. But I'm adding a bow for some reason that I ended up deleting because I do not like the bow at all. And I guess I'm just like realizing again that it isn't a crop top or a singlet, so I have to extend the shirt down. But I'm not doing that now because why not? I'm drawing the hand bangle things. As I said earlier, they're meant to be much higher, but it's really cluttered up if I bring it higher, so I'm just gonna leave it down. And making it longer, I can make her wear pants, but I'm gonna make her having like a skirt. And I'll probably have something like on top of it, like a jacket maybe, but I don't know. Wait, I could do like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a dress inside, and then you have like a weird thing. Like I'm trying that out, but it looks like a little like fairy thing, so I deleted it. And she has that. It's like a part of the dress, but it isn't really. It has a little flap there, but I'll change it later because it kind of really hard to see. Also, it's also on the other side, but I don't really have much room with the hand, and I don't feel like redrawing the hand. So it's just gonna have a little bit of a slice. And again, I'm trying to make it look as much closer as I can, and I've decided that I want to make her have like no sleeves and have her like having, I don't know what it is even called, like gloves or anything. You'll probably see when I color it in. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the legs. I don't know if they're tight or they're just long socks. So yeah, because I want it to have the same pattern or else it probably won't make sense. And I'm just doing lines across the whole thing to know that it's not skin, so I don't have to color that in. Because if you make a mistake, then it's kind of hard to fix it up because I might be using a gray. And I think she might have like a little bit of a darker skin tone. Because I've been wanting to mix up some of my drawings and the skin tones because I've been using the same pen for some of my drawings, and it's been a little bit annoying. So I'll probably use a darker skin tone color thing for this. Also, just annoyingly fixing the shoe that still looks like a tree stump, honestly, but I gave up at a point and I'm just like, whatever. It looked like a weird shoe thing, and I probably like it, I guess. So I lengthened her hair down a bit because I didn't like it. I also changed her hair because I did not like it before. I just added a couple of swooshes and made her have longer hair because it swoops down like after her shirt. and like ignore those little bits. You don't need to see that. I'm drawing the same thing if I can on the other side, and I'm trying to be exact as the other drawing is right beside it because I have to make sure everything is like perfect and stuff. I'm also just rubbing at the insides of it. I'm not drawing eyes because I never draw eyes on full bodies because I feel like the main like attraction should be on the body. And I might draw her like a little cat or pet or fox because I kind of feel like the page is a little bit bare, so it might be nice to have something else on the page because sometimes our problem is drawing like a good thing on the page but the background is just like plain white paper or just this random weird lines that don't even work with the drawing. And the cat actually looks really cute. I might name her. I was thinking of doing a fox, but that kind of failed. So I'm gonna keep the cat idea or fox, but it's probably gonna be similar to her actual colors. Wait, I should give it a name. I might name it after a nut. There's peanuts, macadamias. Wait, I can name her Cashew. That would be so cute, having a cat named Cashew. I feel like cashew should also be her favorite color. I mean, what's it called? Favorite nut. So her name is going to be Cashew. I think this is how you spell it. I'm not quite sure, but it's going to be now. And her arms look like little like stumps or little wiggly line thingies, but that's fine. I'm actually quite happy with this. I added some other things for detail. I have a little bit of a mad eye for some reason, but who knows? I'll probably delete it later. But I added like a purse, coffee, candles and hearts. Okay, now I'm gonna straight into coloring. My whole setup there just changed, so yeah, I'm gonna start off with the hair, just getting a nice color for that. I like her hair color because most of my hair colors are like blonde or brown, but this is kind of something in the middle because I haven't actually used this pen or color in any of my other drawings because this is kind of the one I don't quite use for some reason, but it's honestly a really, really pretty drawing. By the way, I'm using the Hoo markers. I'm using the skin tone set and like the 100 set. Some of them are the same colors, but I think it's good just to have spares because you can't refill Hoo markers if you didn't know. Like Copic ones Copic markers are a little bit more expensive, but that's fine. I really like her new hairstyle that I did, and I think it works really well with the current color. And I'll have to do the same one on the full body, like zoomed out a bit. And I'm just like deleting. Oh yeah, I deleted this sketch of the hair since I didn't want the lead to mix in with the alcohol pens, because if you didn't know, sometimes it gets muddled up in there and it looks disgusting and muddy. It already happened a little bit, but that's fine. I'm just clearing up any like white spaces now because sometimes that's a little bit annoying. It happens when you're just coloring and then you go over something, but then it doesn't work. Just fixing up the hair quickly, and I might just go straight into her top next because there isn't really that much to color other than her skin, her top, and her face. But I'm gonna do the arms because, like, why not? I'm really scared because if I mess up this, I'll have to change the colors for the actual zoomed out version. And I did try this out on a really bad drawing. I drew all this quickly so I could know what colors worked and what others didn't. I also looked at my swatching sheet that I made. I kind of lost the one that they gave in the actual set, so I had to spend like 2 hours swatching every single marker I owned of the Ohuhus. And it actually came really helpful because I used to be spending a lot of time finding which colors I used, because sometimes I find that the color on top of the lid, on top of the pen or the lid, isn't exactly the same tone or is lighter or darker, or just like full on off, because the lid on this one looks really light, but the tone of the skin is a little bit darker. I don't mind that extremely, but sometimes for pinks, you have like a yellow color and you wanted a light pink. And for the two sets that I have, there isn't a light pink that is literally light pink since it's a yellow color. And it's called pastel pink, so that's kind of annoying. I'm just going with the color and saying what I was doing earlier and just filling in any light spots that I didn't go over well. And I think I might just get into the shirt now, because yeah, I'm doing most of it gray and then the inside a light gray, because I didn't really want it to be not like shirt. I didn't want it to be skin. I wanted it to be a shirt color. And the line in the middle, I'm not even sure why it's there. I just did it, I guess, for a pattern, and it actually quite worked for my zoomed out version of the drawing. And I'm just filling it in quickly and using the chisel bit to make it look nice and crisp. Okay, I'm going out the inside and just using the gray pen and going inside. I'm using a little bit of a darker one to do the line outside, but it's really hard to see if it's darker. It actually looks blue, but I didn't read the label and it said blue gray, like 03 or something. So yeah, I'm also doing little bangles gray and just a couple like lines on top of it or something. It kind of looks like braided, but it isn't. Now I have to do the eyes. I'm gonna line the eyes so I don't lose that, because sometimes when I go over it, it kind of dies, like when I do the whole face and I don't realize where the lining is. You know, I might actually just, whenever I'm finished coloring something, I might line it, because it may be a little bit better than doing it at the end, like some of my other drawings. But my hand's like right in front of what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just lining the eyes carefully, making sure I get forgot what it's called. But I just colored the lips in the darker color that I'm probably going to use for shading. But I may do that later or now. I'm not quite sure. She looks weird. Her facial expression is a little bit weird, so I'll change that in a little bit. And I'm just lining up her cute hair. And I'll basically be doing a little bit of hair down at the bottom. But I didn't realize that until a little later. I'm actually glad the face went well, because sometimes I'm really scared of lining the face, because I'm like, if this fails, it's permanent. I cannot go back, because it isn't pencil. And sometimes if something wrong happens with your alcohol markers, you can fix it up. It look a little bit weird, but somehow you still can, I guess, if you blend it. I'm actually quite happy with how this looks. And I'll probably make her eyes green or blue. Probably blue because it's a gray, so it has like something to go with it. And finally, I'm realizing that I did not color the little bit of hair at the bottom, because I wanted her to have long hair, because before she had short. So I'm like, I'm gonna change that. Okay, so I'm doing the eyes blue because I decided that, and I'm doing some of the lines like inside of it darker. And then I would basically be done and ready to do the full body, because I have basically done all what I need to do. So I'm finished and I'm really happy how that looks, and I have to move straight on to that full body. I really like it. I'm going to start erasing it, and I'm just going to do the head and the hair first, because I just finished that on the other side, so it'll be quite easy to do. This is a lot of a smaller space, so this is probably won't take me as long. To be fair, it might take me longer because I have to be like very like critical and like nice. But I'm just doing the darker color for the hair. It looks a little bit pinky or rosy, but I couldn't find a really nice color that was darker than the hair color. Just doing that and just coloring in the face and then the neck. The one thing about alcohol markers is that you kind of have to wait for the ink to dry, because sometimes the wet color looks different from the drier color. Like the skin tone looks different on the right side than the left side because of it being drier ink and more wetter ink. Again, I'm just lining out the hair quickly, just doing exactly what I did on the other side, and then I'll move on to the shirt. Let's get coloring up again, and I'm doing the same pattern, so that isn't really any difference. It looks a little bit different or weird because I haven't lined it yet, and the hand is kind of in the middle of the left side of the pattern, so it's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. And the dress, I'll probably do like the little like flap thing gray, and this actual skirt like light gray, since I'm using the same kind of color and stuff. But now I'm just lining it up so it looks good, and so it makes a lot more sense. It'll probably make a lot more sense at the end too, so yeah. Doing a little patch of skin that I forgot to do because I had the skin tone marker out before, and I'm leaving the rest for the little arm thing. Now I'm doing the skirt. I was just talking about that, how the inside is going to be lighter, and I'm just coloring that in quickly, and then using my darker color for the little flap, the 3 flaps actually, but 2 of them are basically covered up by a hand and a little bit of slice. Doing that, I'll probably do the dots in a darker color, or even just in the line art color, line art pen. It's really hard to see, but it's there. I'm constantly just switching back with different pens, by the way, if you didn't know that I was like going off screen and coming back inside. I'm doing a little slice of hair and just lining it up, and then lining up her skirt dress thing. I'm really happy how that looks, and next I basically have to do the little legs before her high socks, or half leggings I'm gonna call it. It's like, why not? It's time to color her legs. It's quite simple. It's just coloring that whole big chunk of leg skin, I guess. And then I'll basically be done, and then I have to do the leg stuff at the bottom. It's probably going to be a light gray, then the inside's going to be the same pattern as the shoes and the top, like the little like circle, then it goes down. So I'm just erasing, and now I get it colored in a gray color that is very faint. I always use this very faint gray that always looks like white, but it isn't white, it's gray. I'm doing the same little bead pattern from her bangles or her bracelet, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm doing it back to front from the shirt because I feel like a little bit of different in contrast helps. Just lining it, and I actually quite like it. Now I'm just getting into lining this thing. It actually looks quite decent. The one on the left looks far better from the one on the right, but no one needs to know that. I really like how her leg is just like, boom, it's gorgeous. She has her leg a little bit lifted or like drifted onto the side. The left shoe has a big problem with me. It looks like a boot, and I didn't want a boot, but fine. Again, doing the outside gray, and then the inside are very light gray. I'm using a lot of grays in this drawing. I feel like I always use like light gray or dark gray in some way. And just coloring it inside, and then lining up the shoes, then the gloves, and I'll basically be done with the person. So yeah. Lining up the shoes, not really interesting. Just a couple of lines here and there. Kind of looks like a cross, but it's just the shoes. And now I have to work on the gloves. It's going to be light gray, so that doesn't really quite matter. But I'll probably do the dark gray as like lining, and also another like bracelet bangle-y thing that I've been doing like 3 times, a billion times. Okay, I'm just lining it up quickly. Not really lining up the hand, because the hand looks like a balloon. Like if you ever blow up a glove, it looks like that. And I'm just doing a little bit of shading in between the legs, so it doesn't look like it's one just chunk. And I'm finally going over with the lip color and doing some of the shading under the neck and the eyes. Also a little bit of shoulder. I don't really care where I'm putting this. I'm just putting it in different places to make it look nice and poppy. Is that like pop? I'm also going in with the darker color of the shirt just to make it look nice and crisp. Probably do it on the other one too. And yeah, probably gonna use a darker color on the tights and then the shoes, because like, why not? It's just a little bit of a darker color than the gray I used for the main shirt. So yeah, so just making sure everything is nice and crisp. I mean, I finished that and I really like how it looks, but I'll probably add the lines for the little dress that I kind of deleted, and I'm also just fixing up anything that I forgot to do or just noticing. So I'm incredibly happy on how this looks and how both of them actually look like the same person, so that's really good. And I have to do the background soon, so yeah. Little cat Cashew, I think it's so cute. And I'll probably do Cashew in the same color as her hair, because cashew nuts are kind of that color, but not really, so yeah. I think the cat is just so cute, because it's kind of like a moody cat that's cute. I definitely am going to be drawing this character more often, or just drawing Cashew. It's like, it's cute, it's a cat. I want to learn how to do cat bodies. I can do cat faces, but cat bodies are a little bit hard. Oh my gosh, she looks so cute. And I basically also have to do the rest of the background. I have cupcakes, I have candles, I have everything basically. Probably delete the eye because I do not like it and it doesn't really make sense. It has purring and its name is Cashew. Clearly see that. I like her eyebrows. I'm like deleting that. I needed eraser and my hand is still there so you can't really see it. And doing the little treat thing. I wanted it to be a tart, but then kind of not made it a tart, so that's nice and fun. Just doing in the color, it looks kind of like a dead brown pink, then I'll go over it later with a lighter one, so not to fret. Darker one actually, but yeah. Next I have to do a little drink. I don't even know if it's a drink or anything. It just looks like a carton, so it's a carton of who knows what. Probably make it pink because like pink's pretty. Just gonna color that in, probably brown and pink. Just coloring that in quickly. It's not really a big space to color in. Can probably do it really fast. Probably also line that up so make it look nice and good. I'm using the same color because I found it, and just lining it up quickly and easily since it's tiny, it's cute, and it's easy to do. Okay, so I'm just going to be doing her purse now. I didn't draw on the actual character. I was thinking I could, but I didn't end up liking that. So I'm just going to color in her purse, and then the little pocket thing is going to be a darker gray because I quite like that. Because I've used dark and light gray a lot in this drawing, so that's nice. Now I'm just going to move on to her candles. I'm just erasing everything because it has a little bit of lead smudgies. To do the candles, it doesn't really need anything interesting. It's just gray and a little bit of red, pink. And then just lining it up and putting it on a tray. Nice. I also do have to do the coffee cup at the top and the little heart. It's really cute. And boom, I'm going to work on the coffee. I'm just going to make it darker, and then the highlights. A darker color, like a light one and then a darker one on top, and then drawing the little coffee bean thing and having a little bit of smoke or steam, more like it. I think it's gonna look really cute, and I drew a little bean in the middle. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. Okay, this is the final drawing. I had the little lines from the sketch and I used a Posca pen for that. I really like how everything is nice and cohesive. I'm just using the Posca pen again, just adding it in some areas. I like how everything's cohesive and how her cat is just so cute, and the decorations are like gorgeous. And that's a close-up of Cashew again, and the full body drawing, and the zoomed out and the zoom in version. And I'm incredibly happy with this drawing. I'm just doing my signature and the date for this. Probably won't match the day it comes out, but that's fine. And I just wanted to say a big thank you for coming along and watching me draw this video. So bye. See you next time.